Hey Libra, welcome to my channel. Kim Enchantress here to do a past life reading, and it is based on Valentine's Day, 14th of February 1900. It is a situation or person that's affecting your love life today around Valentine's Day and the Venus and Mars conjunction, which is happening on the 16th of February 2022. So it could be what's popping up again for you from the past incarnation. Now, when I was shuffling, guys, I felt like you lived in Princeton, in Wisconsin, and you live near a river, is what I was feeling. Now we have the Emperor in reverse, the Hierophant upright, and the Hermit upright. So I will get to those cards at the end of the reading. But to start with, we're going to base the story on with the Lenormand cards. So we've got the Mice, which is about stress and anxiety. We've got the Ship, which is about travel. It's also a foreign card. We've got the Mountain, which can be a mountainous area, or it can represent blockages, obstacles, delays in your life. It does represent Capricorn energy, so it may have something to do with what is happening in 2022. We've got the Birds, which can represent a couple. It's about communication verbally. The Fox can represent something that's not right, or a job perhaps. The House is a home and family, stability, security. We've got the Moon, which is emotions, creativity, and something hidden. We've got the Coffin, which is an ending of a cycle, start of something new. And we've got the Tower, which represents separation, loneliness. But we'll see as it unfolds. So, Libra, I felt in this incarnation you were fed up with your present living situation, and you wanted to depart secretly without telling people who had the right to know. Now we've got Capricorn and Cancer in this reading, or the energies of that. So it could be what you had in your sun sign, or your star sign, or in your birth chart rather, and it could be people that you were connected to. So I felt, Libra, that you wanted to seek out challenges, which was difficult for you, especially a difficult journey. You had big worries about problems that you were facing back in this incarnation. You seem to be in two minds about being cautious and wanting to tell people. You wanted to blab in some way, but you needed to stay true to yourself, despite what was going on with family members that may have been depressed. You just had this feeling like a shadow was lying on your family home, and you needed to put everything to rest. Now, you may have been a witness to a death or a sickness, or this was grief that was causing you to isolate, and you felt like giving up. So this could be coming up in today's Valentine's Day reading. So what did you look like, Libra? I felt like you were quite robust, very sneaky. Sorry, you had this exotic flair about you, though. You were a traveller, and maybe you were receding or bald, quite stubborn as well. So you were definitely a man, and your partner, they had attributes of being unfocused. They used to love to gossip, and they were someone who was a little bit unreliable. They had a prominent nose and eyes that were set close to their nose, wide shoulders, but they valued their family traditions. Now, what happened on Valentine's Day in 1900? You had this nagging doubt about someone talking behind your back, and thinking that you had constantly been put at a disadvantage, or there was a great danger something was going to be taken away from you, is what I'm feeling. So let me just straighten that up. Now, I feel like you had this nagging suspicion going on. something was ending and a chance to prepare to say goodbye to someone. Maybe it was a family member who was ill, or you're going through unhealthy grieving strategies and you had this inability of a full life because you didn't have enough resources back in this lifetime. I feel like this was someone who was corrupt in the family, someone who took too much without giving back in return. Now, your emotions were all over the place and you became very unstable, being emotionally upset. So I feel like you were impatient for something that was not going to happen anytime soon in this lifetime. You're at some kind of standstill, and having to wait made you even more fidgety and restless. So I feel like you've refused to gossip and not to pass something on to somebody. And you distance yourself from others because they cause stress that became too noisy for you to bear. You just wanted changes or a departure, but it left a deep mark on your psyche. So the following day, after Valentine's Day, the 15th of February 1900, I feel like you went to assess the risk of a change which you wanted to make. And this became a lonesome journey to travel alone and to seek solitude in your life. Now, this solitude was something that would teach you a lot here. I just felt like it was time on this day to give up trying so hard and having to survive under harsh conditions. So you didn't have enough resources, but you wanted to move on all the same. So a time of hiding came to an end, and it was time to adapt to a loss and to look after yourself in times of this grief. Now, this grief was pretty big, and it was a great loss that felt impossible to overcome, but it was time to move on again. Now, I felt like possibly a year later, this was a familiar change, and you were used to jumping through hurdles with your family. But I think being lonely was very extremely hard to bear for you. I felt there was a silent retreat and retreating to a mountainous area, and never going out of your home because that was your castle. So you were distancing yourself from your family and shutting them out. Now, you lived to the age 59 and you left that world because obviously loneliness made you insane under the influence of alcohol, and it caused a serious illness on your whole spine. So definitely passed at the age of 59. Now, coming back to February 2022, about you here, Libra, we've got the Emperor in reverse. So I feel this card represents you feeling powerless at the moment. Dealing with authority is difficult at this time, and whether it manifests as a dominant partner that's in your life now, and possibly from your past incarnation, or you're having problems with your father or battles with officials of some kind, you don't seem to be making any headway. Now, freedom lies within this structure now, and this is not the time to rebel. Instead, you need to try and contact your own need to control events and deal with any problems logically, instead of taking off again like you did in the past incarnation. Now, if you're single and you're interested in someone, this partner's natural assertiveness has become very selfish and aggressive. He or she is unable to consider your needs at this time, and consequently you could feel used and abused, okay? So you may be needing to confront your ex in some way, force a showdown, or once your repressed anger is released, you're going to be able to see the situation more clearly and your partner more clearly. So don't allow your resentment to fester. Force this showdown and get some answers. Now, couples, we've got the Hierophant in the upright position. And the most classic interpretation of this card is legal marriage. So it's about public recognition of your union, and it may be the next step that you need to take. Now, the marriage concept on this card has a lot of different layers and meanings. So some are mundane, more on a spiritual level, but over centuries, and this is what possibly happened in the 1900s, there was transformations where property was passed down from mother to daughter, and the male partner back then may have been beloved, but he wasn't important in the terms of marital status. So later on, when the women were subjugated by law, marriage became more of a business arrangement involving in dowries and power plays and lengthy negotiations. So the true esoteric meaning of this card is marriage as a sacred bond is also found on this card. So committing and being sacred to your vows. Now, what's coming up in the future is you are about to gain insight and clarity with the Hermit here. You will definitely be able to accept yourself and your life with grace and gratitude, make plans for your future, and consolidate all your past efforts, okay? Libra, if you're alone, your lack of relationship will cease to disturb you, but you're going to gain the strength to wait for love to re-emerge in your life again. So guys, that's all I have for you. Please take it in your situation. Some of it may resonate, some may not. Check out your moon and rising sign, and I hope it helps. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please comment below, like and subscribe to the channel. It will help me out very immensely. Thank you. Love you all.